Hey guys, this is Ken with OZ MTB Patrol. Today we're going to go over the cuts and scrapes that you may get in a mountain bike accident. And then we're going to show you how to use the items we had you put in your pack to hopefully get you safely off the trail. So we're going to go over the three different types of cuts that we see, capillary, venous, and arterial. We're going to go over what to do, how to clean them up, and at least hopefully get you home. Okay, so after looking at the cut, we can, if we're looking at a cut and we see that it's got a lot of oozing blood on it, so we know it's probably fairly deep. This one's not very wide, it's very narrow. So what we want to make sure we do is first is to get it cleaned up real good, get our wound wash, get in there, maybe take a little gauze and get it cleaned up. After we got it nice and clean, we're going to use a non-stick sterile bandage. We're going to take it, we got our wrap here. These will usually bleed quite a bit, so we want to get a little pressure on it, okay? And then we will take the wrap and we will wrap this a little tighter than some of the other wounds, since this one's a little bit deep and it's bleeding. And you can actually, sometimes the person can hold it for you, but okay, stretch your arm out just a little bit, Bear, and we'll come around and we'll get our wrap started like so. Now, I'm going to show you one of the other ones too, but if for some reason this is still bleeding and we want to put a little bit more pressure on it, what we do is right on top of the cut, we twist the bandage, and that'll cause it to be stronger in that spot. Then we bring it around again, and that kind of creates like a tourniquet bandage. All right, so we got it on there, we got it all good and tight. Now let's say that continues to bleed through. Is it okay? You good there? Okay. Let's say that continues to bleed through. What we don't want to do is take that bandage off. We want to leave that bandage on, and we'll add another one to the top of it, and we'll go on it again. Okay, so this is a venous cut also. We know it's a venous cut because it is also bleeding a lot. But the one thing I want you to pay attention about this cut is that it's wide. They say that it almost looks like it's smiling at you. If you have a cut that's wide and deep, then that cut is going to need stitches. It's going to need some help. So this is the type of cut that you're probably going to need to go to the ER afterwards. Now, if you're on the trail, you're trying to get him out here, we've got to get that bleeding stopped. So I just want you to look. If you can see it and it's open, where it's wide like this, that cut's going to need stitches. So on this cut also, like I told you, the width of it and how much it's bleeding, we're going to want to get that stopped. But the first thing we want to do is get our wound wash, and let's get it cleaned up. And like I said, sometimes you'll want to get a little gauze or something, get in there and try to get the dirt out. The more dirt you can get out now, the better it'll be for when you go in to get this looked at. So go ahead and get it good and cleaned up. Since this one's so wide, I've got a couple bandages here, non-stick bandages. We're going to get those on it. We may even hold that for just a little bit, try to get that bleeding to stop. If it's starting to bleed through and still bleeding out, we might even add another bandage to it, okay? So once again, we're going to start our bandage to hold everything together. Straighten your arm just a little bit there, Hewitt.
Tight.
And we're going to get around that.
Tight.
Okay, like so. And now on this one, we're definitely going to do this where we're going to twist it like so, and we're going to come over the cut. And what that's going to do is going to add a little bit more pressure just to the cut area. So we're probably going to, on a cut that big, we're probably going to do that a couple times. And then when we wrap it again, it's going to add a little bit more pressure to the cut area. We're hoping to stop that bleeding right there. Then once we get that wrapped up, we're going to do this. And then again, if this bleeds through, we're not gonna take it off, we're gonna add more to it, okay? We're gonna put more bandages on it and wrap it again. We're gonna keep the original bandage there. Okay guys, this is what you might have called a capillary, or we call capillary, but you might think of as a road rash. So this is probably the most, what we see the most that happens, where your arm is rubbed against the ground or against a tree, or a pump track would be real, this could happen on a pump track. But this is not dangerous at all, but it is one of the most painful cuts, so it does hurt. But, and then on this, the only thing we really need to do is make sure we got it good and clean. So I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of wound wash like that. Get it cleaned up. We're gonna make sure we got the dirt out of it. And then we're just gonna wrap it up real simple, not very tight. Like I said, this is not, no, see, just like that. And then I got my gauze right here, and we're gonna wrap that up real easy and real simple. Hold on, sweet girl. See, like a mummy. All right, we'll get that wrapped nice and loose. It doesn't need to be real tight. We just want to stop the bleeding on it and keep it clean. We're just worried about keeping it clean. And once we get to a spot, we can tear it and then we will tuck it in to keep it good and tight. Like so. Okay guys, I've shown you how to bandage some minor cuts, but there is a cut that's called an arterial cut, and that's where we would see the spurting blood, where somebody would be losing a lot of blood very quickly. If something like that happened, of course we want to go with the pressure immediately to try to get that blood loss stopped. But another thing we want to do is we want to get on the cell phone immediately if we have somebody else with us, and let's get EMS on the way. Let's get them coming so that we can get to it and get this taken care of, because that is a very dangerous cut and we need to get that taken care of right away. Remember to watch for future videos. We're going to have more videos coming out showing you different items that's in your pack and how to use them. And hopefully we'll see you out on the trail.